All right.
Good to go. I wish Ron could have joined us, man. This would have been so much better.
That nigga slipping. We catch him on the next one.
Yes, but you said you were gonna do the you gonna go to the movie this weekend to see that?
Yeah, I'll probably go check out the Superfly, see how that shit is.
Or maybe do a review or something on that. That'd be dope.
Give a little 5 to 10 minute spoiler free one of them type reviews.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Just like a it was dope or not, and shit I like in it or whatever. The little average type shit. I ain't gonna give away nothing. But
yeah.
Even though when you look at the trailer, you could probably tell where the shit gonna go anyway. So
yeah,
I think motherfuckers get the gist.
I like the part when he was, because I just saw maybe a couple of trailers for it. And he was saying I only deal in cash and crypto. I was like, cryptocurrency making it come up, man.
They flipping the game.
That's what I'm talking about.
They upgrading the shit.
Though. You got technology is where it is now, though, man.
They upgrading that shit. It's serious.
That's gonna be dope, though. I think it's gonna be pretty good. Since I heard about it, I think it'll be pretty good, though. So.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I mean, the cast is kind of like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no like, goddamn. Well, no, you know what? I take that back. I was just about to say there's no Oscar nominated, but I think the dude from Straight Outta Compton was nominated. I think the one who played Eazy-E. I can't remember his name off top. I think if he wasn't, he should have been.
Yeah.
At least for like one of the better supporting actors, because I was like, yo, I like on the rail, Eazy-E was not his complexion. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when I watched the movie, I felt like that shit was Eazy-E though. For real, I was like, yo,
yeah, you did feel like it for a minute though.
Oh, you said what?
For a minute, you did feel that way though.
Exactly, yeah, man. But you know what? For me, from the jump, I was already in it. Like when he went to the spot, you know what I'm saying, at the house or whatever in the beginning of the film, right. I felt like, yo, this is Eric Wright. And then it's like, oh yeah, that's right. Eric Wright was like, he was like more my complexion, you know what I'm saying, than that dude. But that shit was dope, man. Hopefully this shit'll be fire though if I go see it. I hate dropping money, you know what I'm saying, and then it should be whack. But for some reason I got a feeling this is gonna be one of those pictures where like, you're looking at the trailers or whatever and you like, you know what I'm saying? Like I know a lot of people probably think, well shit, I might wait for that just to come out on DVD or, I'll catch it on Fire Stick. But there's like something in the back of my mind telling me like, yo, if you go see this shit, you might actually be glad you saw it. So but I think I'm gonna check it out, and then that way, you know what I'm saying. Of course, I'm gonna catch a matinee joint,
right,
and then I can relay the message to people, like whether or not I'll just be straight up real, be like, yo, go see this shit, like you know what I'm saying. There's some shit to see in the theater, you know what I'm saying. It ain't no waste of money, but if the shit is some shit you can wait for, I'll let that shit be known too. Be like, yo, just wait. Just wait. I mean, ain't no rush to see it.
If it is something that's gonna be good, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it, just black folk in general, man, we doing something good. Go support it for real. And everybody, go to the movies to support it, not on the Fire Stick. That's not support. You know what I mean?
The new bootleg wave,
right?
Fire Stick shit.
That ain't gonna do it though. You know what I mean? But
nah.
Anyway, so what is going on in the world today, though, man? What's going on right now?
Yo, we gotta talk about that. The fucking final shit, man. Where LeBron gonna go? I got 2 teams. Look, on the real, I got 2 teams where he could go.
Is it, where you?
You already know how I feel about the Lakers. I think he could go to the Lakers.
Right.
But I think what would be a better look for him, and then you let me know how you feel. But I feel like him going to the Knicks might be a good look. Because at the Knicks you got a center. You know what I'm saying? And if he goes there, he'll definitely be the star of the show. Yeah. And the Knicks got that money. You know what I'm saying? To like hopefully bring him some talent. I don't know what his relationship is like with the administration there, but I can see him at the Knicks for real.
I can see that, but who's going to mean? I know you got Porzingis there, but who else is going to be there with him though?
That's the question.
I mean,
that's the only thing up in the air.
Going there, but you got to depend on who's going to be there with him though.
Because if you think about it, when you had if you take it like this, Melo, Stoudemire, you know what I'm saying, that bunch, right? But you didn't have Porzingis there like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I would like to see LeBron play with a decent center. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These dogs is bunking.
Yeah, they getting that. They all right. But I
Yeah,
mean,
man, walking
I'm
his
just trying to
dog.
think. I'm just trying to think. Like, yeah, he got a center and all. I just, who else would? I mean, he would need a point guard. I know he portrays point, but he's going to need a point guard there. Like, I think that'd be the only thing. Maybe Chris Paul will go with him.
See, that'll be
They
a good
want to play
look,
together.
man.
They do want to play together, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think they
see
can
that
make
for the
that
Knicks.
happen. I think New
I can
York
see
will
that
make
for
it
the Knicks,
work.
though. Yeah, I can see that. And Chris
But
Paul ain't very durable no more, but I can see that though.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, because if he goes anywhere, he's not going to the Rockets. Because from what I understand, he hates the Rockets. That's what I understand. I don't know. I don't know why he would hate the Rockets, but maybe he don't like James Harden. Because I don't like James Harden, but my feelings don't matter. But the Lakers, who would go with him to the Lakers? With Paul George?
Yeah.
It would
I
have
can
to be
see
Paul George
him.
or Anthony
George.
Davis.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I mean, for me, it's either Lakers or Knicks. Those off top, like quick fast, would be my, like, I would bet money on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
One of those two. The Lakers, because of their legacy and shit, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like how Shaquille did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could see him going out there just even off the hype of, being a Laker. Like, how many players get that opportunity? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it will bring in. I mean, just think about his marketing.
Yeah, they're the biggest market, yo. New York and LA.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like both places, he'll get crazy money. Like, even aside from the sport, you know what I'm saying? There's so many opportunities.
I mean, yeah. You got like local car dealership that can pay you millions of dollars to.
Hell
you know
yeah.
what I mean, in LA. I mean, we in Richmond, Virginia, but
Look,
LA
and give you a whip. Give you a
right.
whip.
True. And give you a whip, right?
Be like,
he's
yo,
gonna
just
get
do
one
this
of his boys
commercial.
anyway.
We give you a sack of cash and you get to ride off, and this will be yours. We just, it'd be a tax write off. You know what I'm saying? We'll just give it to you. Hell yeah. I can see that happening.
And now I've heard, again, there's rumors that his kids are already enrolling in school in LA. So that might be a telltale sign.
Shit. Well, if that's the case, they going to LA.
Yeah, now that's just a rumor though. That's just something that I forgot was it Deion Sanders or one of those celebrities like that, whatever, one of those old guys said he was
the older heads.
Yeah, he's the one that said it. He was like, yeah, his kids are already enrolled. No, it was Gary Payton. Is what it was.
Oh,
it was Gary Payton. He was like, yeah, he already got his kids enrolled into the schools in LA now.
So he said it in a way like it could be a joke, but then again, it might not be.
Well,
or was he kind of serious?
I didn't hear his words. He was doing an interview and the guy was quoting him, so I didn't hear the way he said it. This was on I think Bomani Jones show on ESPN, High Noon. So yeah, I heard that he said it, but there's no real, anything to that. Whatever. Now I'm gonna tell you somewhere else I can see him going though. I can see him going to Philly. The only thing that would stop him from going to Philly is Ben Simmons is really just a younger version of him.
Yeah, but dude, it's almost like the Sixers are cursed almost, man. It's like they show up, but they don't ever show out. They just can't get it. They just can't get it done, man. I think he wants to go where the team is gonna spend the money and they'll probably see his vision. You know what I'm saying? As far as the type of players he would need surrounding him in order for them to get the chip. Like when you think about what Kobe Bryant said about, like winning by any means and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's at the point in his career right now where it's kind of like I can't even knock him, you know what I'm saying, for getting up with another super team or no shit like that, or at least go on to a place where they're willing to build one around him because he about to be out the door, man. I give Bron about
3
I
more
give him
years.
3-5. If he's 30 years old, I can see him playing until he's 35. But that means you got 5 years, 2 of which you probably won't see a ring. So
Right.
if you want 3 more rings, like almost guaranteed, you got to make the move, and it's gonna depend on him talking to the coaches and the administration about what's possible as far as getting the talent he needs, the type of players he needs. You know what I'm saying?
If you think about it, 2 years is really good because the dynamics over in Golden State right now, you know, they're about to be broken up in a couple of years anyway, because that's why Draymond is like, you know, tapping out of his he said he's not going to go for the option. He's going to wait and try to get maxed out next year. Now, if you try to get maxed out next year, Clay going to try to get his money. You're not going to be able to pay all 4 of those guys, man.
Exactly.
That's somebody going to have to go.
Especially coming off a win where everybody played their part. You know what I'm saying? Like they all looking for some dough.
4 years in a row.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's time to give. And matter of fact, Draymond took a cut just so they could get Durant.
Yeah. See, that ain't gonna happen again. You know?
Nah. And you know, Durant ain't even signed yet.
Right.
So, and did you hear? Matter of fact, did you hear the just a sidebar? Did you hear at the parade yesterday? The general manager kind of threw some shade. He was trying to make a joke, but I wish I had the audio to
it ain't go over too well.
No. So, cause like the person that was interviewing him was like, yeah, so you know, Durant's coming back next year, right? Like you're gonna, you know, you said you're gonna offer him, you know, a max deal, and he says, yeah, I just said that for the media.
Oh shit!
I really not gonna pay him a max deal. Like, you know, so everybody laughed, but he took a little further. He said, so the guy was like, well, you said the same thing to Clay, not Clay, but Steph last year. Right. And the guy was like, he's like, yeah, but I meant it with Steph because Steph's been here a lot longer. So it's not like a joke anymore. It was like, I mean,
he got to think about the money. You know what I'm saying? He got to think about all that. So I can see them
though.
Yeah, but I think you know what? Yeah, I think that's probably a dick move on the part of the reporter. Like, why would you ask that shit?
Yeah, right there.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you ask something like that?
Yeah, because he did the same thing last year, which is why, you know, he brought it up. Like, yeah, you know, you said told us the same thing last year about Steph, and you gave him a max contract. Yeah, it was kind of a shit move. You know what I mean? But damn. But you know, and they panned over to Durant face, of course, and he ain't had no like laughing face on either. So you know he's salty about it.
Hell yeah. Look, Durant don't. You can read his face and tell you know how he feeling about something. He the type that don't hide his emotions, at least not on his face. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If he upset, he look upset. If he happy, he look happy. That's just how that go. But shit, man. As long as LeBron don't be doing all that flopping and shit and crying and shit.
Man, that's the thing.
He is not the GOAT. We can just clear that up there. Like,
absolutely not.
He's not no GOAT, bro.
Absolutely not. You know what I mean? Anybody don't like it, fight me. You know what I'm saying? For real. Like, he is not.
Man. Yeah, I think that conversation has been had over and over. It's like beating the dead horse now. It's like you got, you know, supporters on each side, people who support Jordan saying he the GOAT is, you know what I'm saying? I think, in my own opinion, is more right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, I will give him.
He was a motivator.
I will give LeBron. I'll take it away from Shaq. I'll give LeBron the most dominant player ever. He is the most dominant player ever.
That I can agree with, because sometimes when I watch him play, just looking at him, you know what I'm saying? He ain't the tallest person, you know what I'm saying? But for his height,
and he wide.
For as muscular as he is, like, could you imagine if Jordan was built like him?
Seriously,
with his skill and talent,
athleticism.
Yeah, that shit would be crazy.
Yeah, no,
I look at LeBron and I'm like, yo, dude, if he had Jordan's mindset,
that mentality, that fight, like I'm going to get you.
The tenacity, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, if he had the tenacity of Jordan, the you know, non-stopping, you know, just never quit, never give up of Kobe Bryant, that motherfucker would be
Kobe
crazy.
alert, right?
Huh?
I said Kobe alert. Yeah, but he don't have that. He don't have that in him though. He is dominant. He can take over the game anytime he get ready to. He can. I'm not sold on he can make players around him better.
You don't think he can get better?
I know. You know how people say he makes players around him better.
I
haven't seen that yet, because if you think about it, every time he has a team, almost every team, we're like, he drug the team there. He doesn't have any help. He doesn't have any help because he's not getting them better.
You know what I think it is? I think when they first get him, it's kind of like a gift and a curse. Him being around, kind of like Jordan, kind of gives the team confidence. You know what I'm saying? But Jordan made the team work. You know what I'm saying? Whereas with LeBron, he kind of like, just give me the ball. I'll do what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then I think by doing that, he bruises the ego of his teammates. And then when it comes time to really get down to it, they kind of give up. And then he kind of give up because he see them giving up. And then it's like, well, damn, y'all all fucked now because ain't nobody really playing ball like talking about. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Jordan would get in people's ass, yo, like, yo, you better step up. Like, yo, man, you supposed to get that. You know what I'm saying? You be seeing, yo, I'll never forget. Who was it? Was it Kerr? Was it Steve Kerr? He was up in his face one time.
And LeBron face?
Yo. No. Jordan. Back in the day, I think Jordan was in Steve Kerr face over a play or something, man. I mean, he was scalding him like he looked like a Doberman barking down at like a poodle or some shit, man. I was like,
probably Kerr, but I've definitely seen him barking at people like that though.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to find a clip later though, but I think it was Steve Kerr. Matter of fact, I think it was him.
If you go to like some YouTube stuff, they even got in practice they have Kobe Bryant doing the same thing. Like he'll talk shit to his people.
You got to.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you ain't shit. You ain't good enough to guard me. Get off my court. Get off my court. You ain't good enough to guard me. You know what I mean? Like, how you talking?
Be like, sit there. You got to, man. Like because you got to give it to them. I feel like this. If they're your teammates, you kind of got to give it to them harder than anybody else would. You know what I'm saying? Because at least coming from you, it's hard. It's like tough love, but it's like they know that once you on that court against another team, y'all on the same side.
Right.
But in practice, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to treat you like an enemy. Because the way that I see Kobe and Jordan going at people, man, it's like they was worse than the enemies was going at people. But because they did that, that made you stronger for the court. You know what I mean? For like when you played against other teams. And now too, we living in a time where there's like so much going on. You like social media, you got, you know, all these other distractions. And Kobe and Jordan,
they ain't had
and those guys, they came up in an era where like, you know, practices were kind of private. You know what I'm saying? You didn't see all that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they got to be obsessed with the sport. You know what I'm saying? To a further degree. Whereas now I think the players got so many obligations and shit, man, and people expect so much of them. Like imagine like fucking Malone and goddamn Ewing and all of them having to sit at press conferences and go through all that same shit that like LeBron and them got to sit through. Like the type of questions they had, some of that should be disrespectful. Yo, I'm like, yo,
back in the day, that was not going to go over well. Ask Ewing that question after he done lost a heartbreaking loss, and you're gonna be like, well, the other guy was dominating you, so how do you feel about that? Man, he had to flip the table on somebody, man.
Yeah.
Charles Oakley, Alonzo Mourning, man.
It's Alonzo Mourning, it's over.
Zoe beat somebody a long time ago, man. But yo, look. So speaking of Kobe, right? Just real quick, so we can get back off LeBron because I can't stand the dude. But speaking of Kobe, so you know you seen Kobe made some tweets, and he was kind of getting at LeBron a little bit about it. So
I heard about it. I don't think I remember all of his tweets though, but I think I heard.
Oh man, I wish I could pull the joints up real quick. But yeah, he was like, one of them was making your teammates better is more than just passing them the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So facts. I mean, you already know. You know, facts. He said it right, facts for real. But you know, he ain't gonna like that too much. So
I mean, who would you rather that shit come from?
Yeah, but
I think he still go to LA.
he's soft though. LeBron is. And when I mean soft, when I say soft, meaning he just like a lot of people nowadays, they let social media get to them because they read it, they listen to it and everything. I know he might say he ain't paying attention, but it ain't the playoffs ain't no more.
You can't help but to do it, because even if you're not reading the tweets or none of that, they're gonna bring the reporters and the media gonna bring it to your attention. They're gonna be in a press conference like Kobe tweeted blah blah blah. Do you think that's true or some shit like that? And he'll be looking at him like, yo, are you fucking serious?
I slapped this. And I know he wanted to think this.
That's why he got up. You saw how smooth, like in that one when he got up, he just put on his glasses, picked up his purse, kept it moving. Kept it moving. Like what he say? Ask tomorrow. Ask better questions.
Yeah, be better.
Be better. Be better tomorrow.
He was hot. He was hot.
Yeah, he was salty as shit. Yeah, he was mad salty.
So we ain't gotta talk about the sweep and nothing like that. They got swept. It was everybody pretty much knew it. We thought
a lot of people was predicting that. Yeah, but, the best I was hearing people giving them was like like 1-5. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like Golden State taking it in 5. That was like the best I heard. Everybody else was like sweep.
Right. I did. I actually said in 5 first, and then me and they got talking about it. I was like, you know what? Nah, it's gonna be a sweep, yo. Like,
yeah. They got too many weapons, man. Golden State is just weapon duck,
Yeah. They are. I mean, and it's legitimate, like serious up weapons all the time. Like no matter who's slumping, somebody, all 3 of them, and then you got people come out the bench. Oh, it's ridiculous, man. I actually have become a fan of the team. Like just watching them play, how they play together. They
got it together, man.
Yeah,
they got it together, dope. And they look like they have fun too.
True.
They was having fun out there, yo.
Yeah, smiling. You know what I mean? You don't see them arguing. Now I have heard though they've been beefing. I just kind of feel like another rumor, but they've been beefing behind the scenes. Like a lot of them, like Draymond Green was talking about everybody don't know what we went throughout the season. What's the boy name?
Well, Draymond is a different type of man anyway. I expect him to rub people the wrong way. He kind of remind me of, as far as his attitude and almost his playability, although he's not as strong to me, he kind of remind me of Anthony Mason a little bit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know,
back in the day.
I can see that.
Like almost like a standoffish tough guy type of persona, but then at the same time is like a crazy asshole. And that's Draymond.
Yeah, but even David West said it too, though.
Yeah,
David West, like, we don't have no snakes in the locker room, so anybody talk about nothing, and we ain't tweet nothing like that. But
right,
eventually it'll get out, and everybody will know like what we went through this season in order to win this joint. Like,
yeah, so shit, like a Sports Illustrated or 30/30 or some shit like that gonna come out. It's gonna show all that shit anyway.
Sure, no. So. Yeah, it's gonna come. I mean, it might be 4-5 years down the road or whatever after the dynasty is over. But
we in the age of information, so I mean, ain't nothing secret for too long, for real.
Nah. I mean, we just human, so we break after a while. We're like, I gotta tell somebody.
Yeah.
So that's hell. That's why we got a podcast now, because we gotta tell somebody something. But you think about it, they said neither one of them was gonna go, no matter who won, was gonna go to the White House.
Yeah.
And
that's saying something.
But you ever notice something like your boy really don't get in the NBA. He'll get at the NFL all day long, but he don't get at the NBA like that. I wonder why.
Well, which one is I mean, they call football America's pastime or whatever, but really it's supposed to be baseball. But
right.
I think the NBA and baseball has, I think he don't touch it because it's almost like he knows that like certain groups of people aren't gonna go for that shit. But with football, it's like, I mean, shit, all the owners are white.
Right. Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Is it that more of the owners in the NBA are more leftist thinking, and the more of the owners in the NFL are more of the right side thinking?
Well,
more of like a good old boy type, and the NBA is not as much. Because you think about it, you got people like the dude that owned the Clippers. He's not as right side thinking. Cuban.
Mark Cuban. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's
Well,
he
he's
definitely
Republican from what I understand, right?
but he can't stand Trump.
Right. Yeah. But I think he is a
Right.
Republican.
Right.
But at the same time, he's reasonable. You know what I'm saying? Like you have conservatives that are reasonable.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you have conservatives that are like racist assholes. You know what I'm saying?
Like the president.
And I think the way Mark Cuban look at it as shit like that would be bad for business. You know what I'm saying? He's looking at it kind of like as a businessman, right? Just like the NFL players are. But the only difference with NFL is the amount of patriotism that's displayed at NFL games is like, you know, far more superior and and stronger than, you know, NBA. You know what I'm saying? Baseball might come in second, you know what I mean? But baseball players and managers and so forth, you know, it's a lot of, you know, sprinkled. It's mostly white and Hispanic. And then you've got blacks in there too, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's the melting pot is like, you know, is there. But with football, you have the best players, you know, for the most part, are, you know, it's predominantly, you know, black. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just keep it real. A lot of the players in the NFL are black. At least a lot of the standout players. Now you got big, strong black dudes. You know what I'm saying? Who you want to put your who you want to flex on? You know what I'm saying, to keep in place. That's how I look at it. Because when I look at the NFL more than the NBA or whatever, I could kind of see the flip of slave master ownership, like going back to slavery or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at how this man is built. You're looking at like what he can do, like physically as far as his speed. You know, how can he hit hard? Can he take a hit? You know what I'm saying? When you look at their drills and shit, man, it's like it's grueling physical punishment. Then you've got them getting their heads banged up or whatever. You know, they getting concussions and shit like that. They throw a little bit of money into the research and shit, but you know, they getting paid from the military to do all these, you know, to have the jets fly over and, you know, all that fucking shit. The fucking goddamn, it's almost a damn military parade sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Depending on the holiday or whatever's going on. But I mean, it's just something about it. You know, football is that shit. And plus, too, with Kaepernick, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's kind of like that's where the quote unquote protesting started.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point.
And a lot of your, you know, good old boys and shit, they don't really be watching basketball and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and true. And,
like you're gonna find more good old boys and shit like at a football game than a goddamn basketball game. So when LeBron and them wear the "I Can't Breathe" t-shirts and shit like that, it don't. I mean, it draws attention, but at the same time, they don't care as much as if it's their football. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You fuck around with their football game or they fucking NASCAR, some shit like that, they got problem.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So,
well,
you know.
Then he since he uninvited them or disinvited them, how do you say that? Either way,
yeah,
they ain't invited them more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but so then, but he also disinvited the Philadelphia Eagles too.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of made an ass of himself on
he does that because he's petty. It's like, oh, you gonna do that to me? Well, guess what? I'm gonna do it back at you. And even if you like, well, I did it to you first. He's like, I don't care. I did it to you last. You know what I'm saying? It's like that type shit.
Yeah,
like he's a petty fucking person. Yo, that's why, like, that shit it barely gets on my nerves anymore. Like, I hear it, but it was a guy, I can't remember his name. I forgot who it was, but I was watching AM Joy Reid one day, and there was a guy on there. He was basically like, yo, matter of fact, I take that back. It was the I think it was the mayor of Philly. They showed a clip and he was saying basically that the president is a child, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I look at him. He's kind of like a kid, you know what I'm saying? He's like a brat.
Yeah.
Motherfucker lie his ass off, right? He lied to you straight to your face. You know what I'm saying? He'll lie, right? Or tell the truth, whichever, but then will turn around and lie and or tell the truth in another sentence, 2 hours later or some shit. That's why nothing he says can be trusted.
Right.
Because they got actual clips, man. That shit is funny to watch online sometimes, man. Like, they'll show clips of him saying, no, blah, 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 blah. And then, like, turn right around, like, a month later or whatever and be like, well, yeah, because blah, 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 blah. And people be like, yo, didn't you just say no?
It don't matter.
I think he's got mental issues, though, like, straight up. I kind of think he's got mental issues, for real.
I don't know, man. I think that's just the way they do. I mean, if you look at it like I don't know if you've been on Instagram or Facebook or anything today and seen any of the videos, but they have, because he's done whatever he did over with Kim Jong-un or whatever his name is now. They're praising him now. The Republicans are praising him now.
Right. So, I think I've seen that clip. The
right,
Fox News and shit, Hannity, Sean Hannity,
Yeah, so they played it a few years ago when Obama said he'll talk to anybody. They're like, oh, you'll talk to this deviant, yada yada yada.
Right.
Talk to these are enemies of us. And now they're like, look at this. This is wonderful. Yeah. He made it so that's just their nature.
Yeah.
That's
why I'm not surprised. It's the same shit with Russia. Like, I remember growing up, Russia was the enemy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and even when they became our ally, for real, Gorbachev and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Once he was out of the picture, and let's just go to Putin. Once Putin became, their supreme leader and shit, it's like, yo, that when they kind of the enemy again, like they was doing shady shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's killing motherfuckers. Covertly, spies and shit, like he killing them. He used to be with the KGB, so he knows about, they how to go about gaining intelligence or, sprouting about misinformation and whatever. So
how you serve out your term, then you appoint someone, they become your robot basically until their term is up, and then you back in office again. And that ain't shady, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, man.
Jeez, yo.
Yeah.
That sounds like something
that's how they moving.
One of these. But see, we can. You can't appoint somebody that here. So luckily, they can show stealing an election, though, can't they?
Shit. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Trump tried to change that shit. That would be right up his alley. Yeah.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow he was like, I'm going to work with Congress to see if there's a way that we can make the presidential term 10 years.
But he can't do that. He can't do that this year because this is election year.
Right.
He gotta wait next year to that.
You know what? But that was my point is I wouldn't be surprised. Whenever he say that shit, I'm gonna just be like, I'm gonna just shake my head. I'm gonna just nod and be like, okay.
I feel like he's really gonna do it though. I feel like he's really gonna do that.
Yeah, I think he wants to.
Yeah.
He has an affection for dictators and shit.
Power.
Like that's
he likes
his
power,
speed, man. Yeah.
It ain't even about money for him. I mean, he got so much.
And I believe that
so much money. It's about power for him now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it's also about getting rid of problems and getting rid of motherfuckers that you don't like in a real way. And I think he would do that shit. I think he'd be like, yo, so and so said what, and then have that person killed. Like I could see him doing some shit like that.
Absolutely. I don't know. He might have already tried to do it before already. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it ain't beyond people. Like I know. Not I know for sure, but there's stories that the Clintons do that now.
Yeah. I can see that with all of them. Like a lot of those people, in politics, man. Like you might start off with good intentions and shit, man, but I don't know, man. It be, we got to think about this drone strikes. You know what I'm saying? Like that right there kind of rubbed me the wrong way. With him, you know what I'm saying? It was like, goddamn, how we doing more drone strikes than goddamn Bush did? You know what I'm saying? Right. And then on the flip side of that, it's like, goddamn, the jail reform, prison reform wasn't really being talked about till his last 2 years, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When it was kind of too late because,
anything you try to put in is going to be, your term is going to be over by the time it's completed.
Exactly. So I figure, well, Hillary was trying to run off of that because, truth be told, it was Bill Clinton who put that shit into effect anyway.
Yeah.
So I guess Obama was kind of just lobbing her, the ball on that. Like, yo, not only do you have this healthcare shit, you know what I'm saying, that y'all been talking about for forever, to keep on going with that for like free healthcare for everybody, but also we got to think about prison reform. So she was trying to ride that, you know what I'm saying? Plus, two, you had the Me Too movement, you know, sparking up, you know what I'm saying, well, at least women's rights, you know what I'm saying? A lot of, you know, feminism and shit like that. So people, I mean, a lot of people thought she was gonna be the first female president.
I thought she was. I thought she had it in the bag.
Yeah,
I know better now.
we were all wrong.
That's it.
we, how wrong we were.
Yeah, straight,
Yeah,
man.
man, that shit is over.
Yeah, well.
So now we've got what we've got. Yo, did you see Dennis Rodman crying on CNN?
Yes, I did.
Man,
I
what the
watched
fuck
some
was
of it,
that?
man. I just couldn't watch it all. It got on my nerves so much. I just turned, man.
Yo,
I
he
couldn't
was
do it.
blubbering.
I thought it was
That
a joke at
motherfucker was
first.
slobbing. It sounded like it, right? Like if you just listen to the audio, you think it's a joke. But
Yeah.
when you see it, it's just like, God damn, he got on the Make America Great Again hat. He got on his red cap. He's
Making
like,
a
I tried to
fool of
tell
himself.
Obama. Man, I was like, yo, this motherfucker's
That's what I'm saying. When
he,
people like this are
that
your
shit's
representation
crazy.
of your presidency, come on, man.
Yeah, that
Man.
shit's crazy. That shit's
Yeah,
crazy.
nah, he looked weird, yo. That was a strange situation.
He said he deserves the Nobel.
What did he do? Like,
He said he jump started all that shit. He said he jump started the whole, you know, he said because he went over there first, you know what I'm saying, pretty much, and like, you know, was
yeah,
chilling and talking with, you know what I'm saying, which I feel him on that. I mean, but the kid loved basketball. And I remember the other day somebody had asked him, they said, Dennis, does Kim Jong Un speak English? And he kind of glossed over, he kind of like skipped it. But from what I understand, the way he was, you know, taught abroad and shit, Kim Jong Un knows fucking English.
hmm.
You gotta know English. He
Yeah,
was, I think he went to school in Switzerland, the UK, and he's visited. You know, this was back when his dad was the dictator, but he had lived or like stayed in the United States for a little while. Like this motherfucker, this motherfucker can speak English.
right.
He
So
be
why did he
putting
gloss
on, yo.
over it?
He be putting on the shit because whenever you see him, like even with Trump and shit like that, you know, they'll have his translator there and all that shit. And I'm thinking like, why does this motherfucker use a translator when he can understand and speak English?
Wow. So
That's
what is he
weird to
bullshitting?
me. Huh?
Rodman or something? Is he bullshitting Rodman or something?
No, I think he was talking English with Rodman. I think he was speaking in English with Dennis Rodman for
What do you
real.
think Rodman just a crackpot?
I
Like
think
he
Rodman don't want to talk about it because number one, Kim Jong is kind of, you know, he's a dictator. He's powerful. So that man don't know. I mean, I'm quite sure he would like to probably go back to North Korea and visit. It's kind of like a weird privilege to be able to go to that type of country. You know what I'm saying? Like that country's
Mhm.
cut off, right?
Yeah. Why would you want to go anyway?
Yeah, well, for the rest of us, why would you want to go? But for Dennis Rodman, you know, he getting taken care of when he's over there. You know what I'm saying? He's Kim Jong Un's boy. You know what I'm saying? Because Kim Jong Un, number one, they say he's real good at basketball. Like for real. Like he idolized like the United States Dream Team. You know, Michael Jordan, all them. They say he's a pretty good basketball player. I mean, you know, this dude, it's a lot of shit with him that a lot of people don't know. Just kind of like very eye opening. Like it's bad. It's crazy. Like I was watching something, I can't remember if it was on MSNBC or whatever, but they was basically running down like pretty much his life between, you know, childhood to when he was, you know, took his dad's place or whatever. But they was talking about all the, you know, countries that he was enrolled in schools with, you know, him and his sister and shit.
Hmm.
And I remember thinking like, yo, this motherfucker can speak English. Cause even as a foreigner, you're not hanging out and living and seeing the world. See, he's seen the Western world, and that's what one of the former ambassadors was commenting on, saying that Trump needed to beware. Like, number one, they were saying first thing is in pictures, don't smile with him. Like, he'll use that as propaganda tool. You know what I'm saying? To go back and tell his people basically like, look, we're becoming allies with, we becoming friends or whatever with the United States or the United States. I talked with them and they understand. He can flip the shit any kind of way. But like, if Trump is smiling with him in the picture, that might go to Kim Jong's benefit.
Right.
They were also saying that he's very much into Western culture. You know what I'm saying? He likes liquor. He likes women. You know what I'm saying? He likes, he pretty much want to live the life of like a rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's kind of like he puts on for his people. He's got to be the dictator for that country. But
they can't see him
in private, he's eating like a king. His favorite liquor is Hennessy. So he spends hundreds of thousands, probably $1 million or $2 million a year on Hennessy. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. Like he's attuned. He knows what's up with Western culture. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he's got like satellite service over there or some shit to where he can get fucking HBO and shit like that. MTV and shit. But then
he shut it down for everybody.
Yeah, he shut it down for everybody else because that's how he got to keep them. He got to keep them in the dark so he can maintain control over them.
What happened over here?
Yeah, but I'm quite sure whatever like people get in Seoul, Korea, which they get a lot of the shit we get here, whatever they watch and do in Seoul, Korea, he probably benefit from that shit up there where he at.
Yeah. But anyway,
fucking Kim Jong,
him or 45 no more. Look, not the last thing, but just real quick. I don't know if you've been paying attention to or if you even want to talk about the boy Tekashi 6ix9ine, man. Did you see him in Chicago?
The last thing I saw was him. He was taking what's the kid from Chirac?
Oh, Chief.
Yeah, he was taking Chief Keef baby mom shopping.
Yeah, well,
up in New York, he took a page out of 50 Cent book.
Supposedly he was out on the block, on the old block in Chicago at 10 o'clock last night. Well,
and ain't nobody kill him.
What is it? Yeah, right. He was like, ain't
nobody kill him.
He's like, anybody out here? Where everybody at? It's 10 o'clock. Ain't nobody on the block. Like, what's going on, right? So dudes posted the same thing. Like, if you look at his joint, it's at night. It got water all over the ground and everything, right? Like it's been raining, and you hear birds chirping.
Right.
So people were like, they
he was out there in the morning.
Yeah, like he was out there at 5 o'clock in the morning. Is what they saying? Because they posted up like, yo, if we out here in an old block, he said, man, ain't no rain.
So he went back out there or what?
Talking about? Like he went out there at like 5 o'clock in the morning, some other time, way long time ago. Like, because when they posted their pictures, man, it is bone dry. It like ain't no rain nowhere.
Right.
They like, where you at? We out here. Ain't no rain. But when was you out here?
Oh, yeah. See, he's knowing too much.
Yeah, dude. Everybody.
He's doing shit that ain't even necessary because he's already famous, right?
Yeah, just chill out now, man.
How you clout chase when you already got some clout? Like, yeah, that shit don't make no sense.
Yeah, you about to get killed though. Like,
yeah, he need to slow up, man. As a youngin', look, Charlamagne tried to tell him.
He did.
He tried to tell him.
He did.
He was like, yo, like, why you asking for it? Like, you asking for it.
Just let it go, B.
Look, dudes is dying not to give it to him. They trying not to give him what he want because it'd be too easy for law enforcement. And then on top of that, too, if something happened to him, depending on where he is, that kind of slows up the money.
Right.
For the people out there getting it, you know what I'm saying? So it's almost like they can't touch him. And it's like, I wonder if he knows that. He probably think, shit, they ain't gonna fuck with me. Like, because if they fuck with me, it's gonna be police out here.
The more suspects they have, the less likely it is to know who the fuck did what.
Yeah.
So chill out, man.
Yeah.
Like, keep it where it is.
Yeah.
You know I mean, he already
a kid coming up trying to get a name for himself would be the one to do it. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
There'll be some kid who ain't got no type of fame and they gonna bust their gun for him.
You know what I mean? I'm riding.
And then all of a sudden it's gonna be like, oh shit.
He gonna beef with Meek Mill or something and then be out in Philly one day and some young Philly cat.
Yeah, he really don't want that, you know. He
Yeah, see,
really don't want that.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Don't he see? You notice though. You notice though.
Philly got 10-year-olds walking around that joint with 6 shoes. Just like
See, see what I'm
they got
saying?
the 6 shot out that joint.
You don't want that. You don't want them kind of problems. He ain't out there on them blocks, like
Nah.
talking like, yeah, where you at? Let it.
It's all kind of
You know?
silly. Like, I think this ain't the era for that shit. Like, he missed it. He missed it. He should have been trying to do all that back in like the early 90s or something. He would have got what he wanted back then for sure. But
he was a good guy back then though.
Yeah, nowadays it's ain't nobody trying to hear all that, man.
Nah. I mean the young cats, they into it. Hell, like, they got us talk about it right now, matter of fact. But like they into it for real. Like, I mean, you see a lot of people dissing them, whatever. But if it was really that serious, I mean, dudes on the Billboard charts, like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? If it was really that everybody was getting at him, he wouldn't have as many fans as he has. He wouldn't have many streams, many buys. He doing. I mean, honestly, man, I heard some of the songs. I mean, they just regular songs to me. Like, it ain't trash, it ain't good. I mean, it was whatever. So he got product, he got fans. Like, so he just gonna keep doing what he doing. Like,
he got to.
Yeah.
This is the most money he's ever seen in his life. That's why I don't understand why he would want to fuck it up.
Because he's just making more. It's like people really feeding off like, yeah, he the hardest. Like, and that's what he's chasing. Like, he's chasing to be the hardest for whatever reason. Like, I don't know why nobody ever wins that race.
Sure,
you know what I'm saying? There's always a pop. Like, nobody ever wins that race ever. Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, even 50 stopped being the hardest. He's just the funniest and the pettiest now.
Yeah. He started getting in the meme zone. That's it. Yo, I look for 50 for the memes.
Yeah, right. But he ain't in the streets like I'll fight you and all that shit no more. He just clown you in them. He
gets too much money at stake. It's too much money at stake.
Exactly. Like, he learned, like, yo, I just can't be doing that because eventually, one, too much money at stake. Two, like you said, some young cat eventually gonna be like, I ride for this nigga that you beefing with. I ain't even met this nigga, but pop because it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.